All right, it is Friday afternoon, and we're going to get into the latest injury report now for your Detroit Lions. I will touch on the Chicago Bears here as well. Finally had an opportunity to get some of this stuff done today, so we're back to making some content. So here we go. Brian Branch, this is a big one for the Lions. Throughout the week, all we've heard is that he had a calf injury, right? During the last game, that it was cramps. A little bit more than cramps, from what I'm understanding. And what I'm hearing with Brian Branch, there is the possibility that he could be held out of Sunday's contest, but I've got to give you the positive news, right? The positive news is that Brian Branch has logged 2 limited practices this week. Typically, when you're limited on a Friday, you're a full go on a Sunday. So I'm expecting Brian Branch to play, but if he doesn't, what are the Lions going to do? How are they going to rework this defensive secondary that is already having some issues? Dorsey's out for the season. Carlton Davis is out for the season. The Lions are starting to look really thin in a position of need, in a position that's really been a strength for the Lions this season, which has been the secondary. Carlton Davis is playing at a Pro Bowl level. This is going to be a different game without, our big-time leader there in Carlton Davis in the backfield. Let me get this chat open real quick. One sec here. So then the question is, okay, well, or the statement is, well, if he's back, right? If he, if he's going to be elevated for this game, well, he too is also under the questionable tag this week. He still has the hand injury that he's been off of, or out of practice and on IR with this entire time. So it's unlikely that Melifonwu is really going to be able to come into this game and make a big difference. But I'm not going to count the guy out. He was playing at a high level last season, and we just haven't seen him at all this year. So we really don't know what we have in Ifeatu Melifonwu until we see him. The bad news with this is if for some reason Branch has a problem between now and Sunday, or he gets, warming up on Sunday and re-aggravates the calf, and if Melifonwu's not able to go, man, are we thin in a hurry. We were just talking about it this morning and yesterday that, they have so many options with Brian Branch. He can play corner. He can play nickel. He can play inside, outside corner. He can play nickel. Let me rephrase myself. He can play free safety. He can play strong safety. The guy can play linebacker if you need him to. Brian Branch is a needed commodity for this Detroit Lions team for the rest of the season. He is a player that we cannot lose. I'm just hopeful that he's going to be all right. So then who do we have? Let's just say that they can't go. Well, you still have Brandon Joseph, and you've got Kirby Joseph. You got the Joseph brothers. So it'll be Joseph 1, Joseph 2 this weekend if these two guys can't go. If Branch and if Melifonwu for some reason can't go, or they get injured during the game, those two will still be there. Amik Robertson is still there. He can man the slot. He can also, play number 2. Terrion Arnold clearly is going to be the number 1 option this weekend. I'm expecting. We just don't know yet. They may roll with Amik for some reason. I don't know. We just don't know yet. We have not heard, and nor are they really going to tell us their game plan ahead of time anyway. We're going to see it as soon as the defense gets out there, who they're going to put into these positions. I expect that Aaron Glenn is going to put these guys in a position to win. So I guess I'm just a little bit, worried that, man, we're rolling into a game that we have to win. Like, this is a must-win game. And being without Brian Branch, even the possibility of thinking of being without Brian Branch is a little worrisome. There's been positive news, shed about him, but, anytime you land on an injury report on a Friday, it's not good. Graham Glasgow, the other guy I want to touch on real quick. Graham, he was not going to practice from the report that I read. He was not going to practice, but he did. And so that's great news. I'm expecting Graham to play, but for whatever reason, man, he's banged up. He's got a knee injury that's been bugging him all week. The Lions tried to give him some extra rest as well, which was planned with all of the other, offensive linemen. And here he is on a Friday, getting out there and getting some practice in because he wants to play. So I have a feeling that Graham is going to be more of a day decision on Sunday. And clearly, I think we're still in good shape, offensively. I think it will be just fine. If Graham can't go, maybe Mahogany finally gets an opportunity. or Skipper. I mean, I've never seen Skipper play guard, and I'm not saying that that's where the Lions would put him, but maybe Mahogany will get an opportunity to sneak in there and get some snaps. But let's just hope that Graham is able to go. At the end of the day, we just don't want him to hurt himself anymore, right? We need him to finish out this season. He's got 6 to 7 more games to play, and he needs to be healthy for all of them. Yeah, Frank's beat up too, Salty. Frank is beat up too, but Frank is not on an injury report. Frank's doing fine. I think you could tell a little bit by his play recently that, he's probably just having the season that every offensive lineman has at this point in the year. They're beat up. And he's probably just a little bit gassed, man. This offense has been going balls to the wall all season. And when you run an offense like this, it takes a high level of not only acumen by these players, but energy. Like, these guys have to be in peak condition week in, week out, year in, year out to run an offense like this. And they're feeling it, man. They're big guys. It takes a lot of energy to keep these guys on the field. Good news with the rest of the injury report, though, is no surprise. Jalen Reeves-Maybin will be out. David Montgomery will be out. But Taylor Decker, Trevor Nowaski, Frank Ragnow, DJ Reader, Zadarius Smith, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Kevin Zietler, all good to go, full participants, and should be ready to rock and roll come Sunday. On the Bears side, Bears are a little banged up too. So 2 starters listed as questionable: Braxton Jones, concussion, and Tevin Jenkins. This was as of just about 4 o'clock today. Tevin Jenkins, calf. Braxton Jones, concussion. Reserve center guard Ryan Bates, also concussion, ruled out. Now, Jones sat out the Monday night contest in Minnesota, and he would not have been able to participate had the Bears held a regular practice instead of a walkthrough on Wednesday. So he was still having trouble. He was still having some difficulty with the concussion on Wednesday. He did return on Friday without restrictions. See where it goes. Asked if he was optimistic about playing. Of course, interim coach Thomas Brown said, as much as I can be, but we'll see how it goes through. So Tevin Jenkins with the calf was limited on Friday. Look, if the guys are banged up, which, I'm expecting every offensive lineman at this stage of the season to be, our defense has to get after these guys. They have to take every advantage and try to get these guys back on their heels quickly. The big one, though, is Jalen Johnson. So Jalen Johnson is questionable due to an illness that prevented him from practicing today. So this was hot news today that he's not feeling the greatest. However, Brown did say he felt good about him playing on game day. But again, is that coach speak? We'll see where that rolls, right? This illness that's been rolling through this year is bad. Gervon Dexter, also questionable. He was limited in practice on Friday. Running back Travis Homer sustained a hamstring injury in today's workout. So he's listed as doubtful for Sunday. And then the other running back, Rashawn Johnson, is expected to return after missing a couple of games with a concussion. He did practice all week without restrictions. So other than that, the Bears are looking good. I mean, aside from the guys that they have on IR, they're just about at full strength right now. It's going to be a tough matchup. Again, who starts in the place of Brian Branch if he's not able to play? It's more than likely going to be Brandon Joseph. And that's because Ifeatu Melifonwu is also listed as questionable. And is he in a position to go in and handle 60 snaps? I doubt it. So maybe 15, 20% of the snaps for Ifeatu Melifonwu if he is able to play on Sunday. I can't imagine the Lions are going to just throw him to the wolves. Same thing with Emmanuel Mosley. That is another player that, we're hoping is going to be ready to go and able to help this defense out. Probably going to be on a pitch count. It's not like they can just throw these guys in there and expect them to put in an entire game's, worth of work. So we'll see what happens. Look, these Lions got to win any which way possible. At the end of the day, that's what's going to have to happen. I'll report some more news if it's breaking or if we get any more, information on injuries throughout the weekend. But I think we're smooth sailing from here. Brian Branch is the one to look out for. Graham Glasgow and Ifeatu Melifonwu are the only players listed as questionable right now on the Lions injury report. Of course, as we expected, David Montgomery and Jalen Reeves-Maybin will be held out of this contest. David Montgomery should be back in a few weeks, hopefully, as long as he can get get that knee right. Yes, Salty, it is snowing like crazy, man. It's slowed down a little bit today, but yes, it is. So you guys have a wonderful Friday night. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Tape review right here on Rock On Detroit Lions. Thank you for joining. Smash that subscribe button. Hit the like button. We'll see you guys all in the next one. Take care.
Every day, thousands of people are discovering Uper Lights, Michigan's newest, funnest rock to go find on the shores of the Great Lakes. Don't go out with just any light. Try the Convoy C8 from uperlights.com. It's guaranteed for life, and you'll find all the ones everyone else misses. Quality UV lights that are perfect for Uper Lights with prices starting as low as $20. Please make sure to visit uperlights.com for all your UV flashlight needs with the best guarantees on the market. Just what you wanted and not what you didn't. The best quality, the best guarantees, and the best UV flashlights from uperlights.com.